When we started the website, it was a group of employees basically volunteering, and not volunteering and not getting paid, but employees were able to chip away from time away from the departments that they were working in. And there were any number between 12 and 20 of us at any given time, trying to figure out what the thing was going to be and having meetings and discussing what we wanted it to be. At the time, right after the website started, I was frustrated a little bit with some of the things inside the building, but in retrospect, I realized what was happening. I was kicking and screaming and wanting people to pay attention to the website, and there were any number of people in upper management, not all of them, but enough of them, who were either ignoring it or had no interest in it. It took me a while to realize that probably what was happening was their world was changing and they didn't want it to, and my world was going exactly as I expected it to, and they weren't able to keep up. Newspapers had done business exactly the same way for a very long time. Sure, technology came in and changed some things, but it was still a simple matter of getting a story, putting it on a paper, and delivering it to people, and selling things around that stuff in order to pay for that stuff. I grew up going from 3 channels to cable TV in really a relatively short time. I grew up going from watching Super 8 movies that my dad threaded through a camera to having a VHS player and even a VHS camera. By the time we were starting the website, I think the thing that most people my age were frustrated about was we didn't have jetpacks, but we got all the other stuff that we had been promised, that things were a lot cooler. So it wasn't as though either of us were really at fault. We just came from different worlds, had different expectations. The thing that was the biggest challenge for people like me was learning HTML. It was a whole new language, and I'll grant that any techie will tell you that HTML is probably the easiest code to learn, but I struggled with it, and I was one of the better ones in the building. It was a whole new technology, and we weren't trying to master it. We were trying to learn it. We were putting training wheels on the bike and trying to figure out what was going on. That was part of the point of, I took a class at Richland so I could qualify as a student, and I could go out and download Netscape Gold 3.0, which was a what you see is what you get HTML editor basically. And you could put everything you wanted it to be, and then you could hit a button and it would show you how it would look on most browsers, or specifically on the Netscape 3.0 browser. Go Google Netscape and see how long ago it was that they stopped making web browsers, because we all stopped using them long before they stopped making them. Yeah, I guess it was the unknown, and the best thing about being in the unknown, and I've had the opportunity to do it a couple of times in newspapers since, is you're not breaking any rules because there aren't any rules, because nobody's thought of anything. So the first 2 or 3 years that we were doing things on the website, we could do any number of things, and there would not be ramifications if it was a horrible idea. If it was a horrible idea, we'd just say, oh, we messed up, and we'd take it down, maybe get yelled at by our bosses for a day, and there'd be a little bit of steam in the air for a little while, but other than that, no. Did I think it was going to look like this in 20 years? I don't know that I thought I would still be here in 20 years. I think that particular area of vision was the thing that eluded me. I can't tell you where it's going now, because there are so many things I see that are so fascinating. Literally yesterday, we had a meeting, and the really talented people who are on our web group now were showing us different things that are on the website, and I thought, wow, I would never have thought of this. There are ideas that come by weekly that I hear and think, that's a really good idea. I wish that I had come up with that idea. And and maybe 20 years I was. Maybe 20 years ago I was. I don't know. That might have been part of it too.